Death Adders, the master of disguise. We have just arrived at Davies Creek on this beautiful night and we are out looking for some animals.
Yeah, that's right, Jack. Good work, mate. Hey, you bought your backpack. It's very important we bring the right equipment with us when we go for a bushwalk. So what do you got, mate?
I've got 3 of the most essential things in this backpack that you should always take out with you when you go bushwalking. Now, first thing is always carry a bottle of water to keep hydrated throughout the whole trip.
Yep, good work, mate.
Second thing, which was one of the most important, is a first aid kit, because you have to expect the unexpected. I think that the most important thing about this first aid kit is a pressure bandage.
Obviously you need a pressure bandage when it comes to snakes. At night time there's a lot of snake activity. If you do get bitten by a snake, it's very important you got your pressure bandage with you. So this is an essential item.
We also have a torch, so it is really important that you can see at night when you can't see.
Seeing is pretty handy, isn't it? Alright buddy, whack them in there for you. Now there's one thing you don't have, Jack, and that's the one I've got. This guy right here, this is a phone, okay? It's very, very important you do take a phone with you when you go in the bush, and it's incredibly important you let people know where you've gone, okay? If you do go missing, mate, you want to be reported, alright? So we're going to whack this one away, and obviously we'll keep this one out, big as heck. It's night time. Alright, let's go, buddy. Check it out, guys. We've just cruised out just west of Cairns to a place called Davies Creek. A little bit dry, and we've come across this ambush predator known as the northern death adder. He belongs to a family called the elapids, which means he's got fangs at the front of his mouth and highly venomous. Now, he's usually referred to as an ambush predator because he sits there and camouflages perfectly well. Look at this right here, sand, leaves. He's a brown to orangey tinge colour, so he can sit there, just shuffle under the leaves and hide quite well. Any animal that goes past, he can feel its vibrations, he can feel its movements, he can smell it with that big forked tongue of his. As soon as the animal goes past, with lightning speed, this guy will jump out, grab hold of it, inject it with venom, and it's game over, and he's got his feed. He's gone for a bit of a cruise now, so we're going to go check him out. The Australian death adder has absolutely lightning speed and is now classified as the fastest striking snake in the world. As we said earlier, it's all about ambush predatory. Fantastic sense of smell. With that tongue sticking out right now. Let's have a bit of smell. Oh, look at that. See that? Just opens his mouth. Having a bit of a gasp. But with that tongue, he'll actually stick it out. And with each side of the tongue, it's forked. They'll be able to grab small particles, scent particles that are flying around the air. With that, he'll put it back into his mouth, and he has an organ on top of his mouth called the Jacobson's organ. Look at that. Let's check that one out again, and have a look at those fangs. When he knows what side of the tongue has the strongest smell, he knows that's where the food's coming from. So right now, when he sticks that tongue out, he's looking around, he's smelling around, he's seeing exactly where the food is coming from. Any small mammals that hop past, he's definitely on the menu. But as we said earlier, he's highly venomous. He's actually in the top 10 most venomous snakes in the world. Incredible stuff. You wouldn't think this little guy could put you in hospital for a couple of days, but he could certainly knock your socks off. When early settlers came across this animal, they noticed it did not get out of the way, so it actually got the name death adder. But as people started to succumb to the fatalities of these snakes, they soon became known as the death adder. Have a look at his tail. That little yellow mark right on the end there, it's called a caudal lure. And what it does is it actually pretends to be a small insect. He'll lift it up, give a nice little wriggle. Any mammal that's on the look for food, he'll come cruising on over. This guy already knows the mammal's coming. He's got that strong sense of smell. Very sensitive body, he can feel the vibrations in the ground. A little scuffling of the small mammals. He'll cruise on over, ready to eat that caudal lure. And this snake's got dinner time, once again. But we're going to leave this little fella alone now, and we're going to go for a cruise.
It's been an incredible night here at Davies Creek, but unlike the other animals, I'm not nocturnal, so it's time to go to bed.
And you got school tomorrow, Jack, so let's get out of here, buddy. So guys, I've just had a phone call from a good friend of mine called Will, and he's actually informed me that he's got baby death adders on the way. Now this is exciting news because death adders are actually a very common pet in the pet industry. You wouldn't think, being a highly venomous and highly dangerous animal, but they are actually extremely common. Now Will's given me a call because he said he's got some babies coming out right now, so we're going to head over there, we're going to check it out, and we're going to have a chat to him. So we've just rocked up to Will's house, and I've just checked out the death adders. So tell me a bit about them, Will.
Oh, look, I have had death adders for quite some time now, Matt. Probably the best part of about 7 or 8 years.
So you keep them as pets?
Yeah, as pets.
Okay.
I used to work in zoos with them, and they're just something that I just want to keep at home now. Like, I really enjoy them as a pet.
Interesting. Because as we said a little bit earlier, it is quite uncommon to keep a highly venomous animal as a pet. It's a bit alternative. But I have noticed we've got a lot of babies coming out, and they're not in eggs. So tell me a bit about that, Will.
Yeah, definitely not in eggs. They are having live young as we speak. And it's something that not a lot of people are that familiar with, but around about 25% of Australian snakes did give birth to live young. So it's not as unheard of as what a lot of people think.
That's pretty fascinating. Now another thing as well, these animals are on the move straight away. They're yawning, they're gasping, they're moving around. What's going on there? Are these dangerous animals when they're born?
They definitely are, Matt. Look, definitely. I wouldn't tell anyone to pick it up, no matter how big it is. If it is a venomous snake species, it's going to be venomous, whether it has just been born, whether it's just about to die, and anywhere in between.
Yeah, definitely. Well, how many babies have come out so far?
So far I've had about 18 babies and one unfertilised ova.
Yeah, cool.
But,
so how many more are we expecting, do you think?
Oh, don't know. She's still pretty chunky in the back. Could see another 5, maybe 6 babies.
So an average clutch size, we're looking usually around 20 to 25 babies, and we're already up to that mark, so it's pretty exciting stuff. So we're going to get back to it, and we're going to check out some of the babies very shortly.
So as we spoke earlier, we've got some baby adders that have popped out. I've got 3 of them here, sitting on this bit of chucks, still inside their little amniotic sac. This one here's just broken out. He's on his way out. Sometimes they can stay inside this sac for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, as long as they need to. This other little fella over here, this little yellow, white, waxy looking thing, this is an unfertilised ovary. It's something that just wasn't supposed to be. So mum will still carry that around inside her, and when she gives birth to all these really healthy, good little babies, she'll discard these, well, what's known as a slug in the trade. She'll discard these slugs and they'll end up decomposing on the forest floor, or maybe even get eaten by a scavenger of some sort.
We're going to have to leave it there, but a big thanks to Will for sharing this opportunity for us. So you can see these little babies right here. It is an incredible opportunity. Personally, this is the first time I've ever seen death adders being born, so I'm absolutely stoked. And I'm incredibly thrilled that we've been able to share this with you guys as well at home. It's an opportunity you probably won't get again, and it's a very, very rare opportunity. So obviously a big thanks to Will, a big thanks to these little guys as well. They're absolute troopers, and I'm looking forward to seeing them when they grow up.
Incredible night here at
Davies, mate.
Those kids' license I go to the shops.
Nice, you got it.
Gotcha!
Good on you, Jack.